Hello there, I'm AYB, founder of Spark AI, where we help businesses automate their process and implement AI in their workflows. Today, we'll be looking at CRM build. I'll walk you through how to set up deals, how to set up contacts, companies, pipeline, and then we're actually building this particular CRM with Notion. And we're going to extend the functionality of the CRM using make.com. And I'll show you how much it costs to actually run the system monthly, right? So let's jump straight into it. So the first thing is that I'm going to show you the database and we are going to put data into the particular system and then we'll build it from ground up um, in a new scenario. So now this is the contact, right, with the email, the lead source and deal type. You can see that we have the company, like, and then we have the deal size, we have the deals, right? This is where we have like um, information like the deal size, the deal type, and some other important things, right? Now we have something called the sales pipeline where we can track visually in a Kanban view how the deals are moving across different stages in the pipeline, right? This is usually good for much more, so you can know, okay, which particular part of your pipeline are you having constraints. So this is a very, very good. So let me show you how we can now let's put data into this particular system and see how it looks like. So the first thing is that let's say I'm calling this particular name Larry Ellison and is Larry at oracle.com. The name of the company is Oracle Inc. Right. Um, So let's say they are interested in our process mapping, right? And they go to hear us through Facebook. I'm not going to click submit yet, because you're using make.com, and it uses an instant trigger. So I will have to run this particular module first, right? This particular scenario first, then I'll now click submit. So you can pick the data immediately I run it. So now I have to run this bad boy, right? As I'm running it, I can just come back here and then I click submit. If I click submit, it's going to pick the data I have and it's going to be registered into our CRM. You can see that something like one. I'm going to tell you the meaning of this before the end of the particular video. Right. So if I if you look carefully, you see that Larry Ellison has been, and then you have process mapping, right? You can also see that Larry Ellison, I will have to like reload this page so that it will populate, right? Okay, so I'm still loading. So as you can see, Larry Ellison Oracle, yes. And then you can also see that, so let's move to, if I try to view it in the deals, you see that we have Oracle, Larry Ellison, lead in, deal size, and also see that we have Larry Ellison in the lead in particular stage, right? So this is exactly how the pipeline looks like. A very basic CRM that you can use to track your sales, right? So let's build this from scratch. So the first thing I want us to do is to click on this icon that has more of like a pencil, right? So click on it. It will bring you to this particular place where you have to like create. You are not creating a page, you are creating a database, right? So you click on this database, right? So after I've clicked on it, we are not starting. I don't want to build from scratch because I want to like be typing every of these fields. I want to I want AI to generate an MVP for me and then I will just edit it and then add some things that I need to that. It's much more faster like that. So just describe what I said I create a simple CRM. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So it's just going to create something very basic for me, right? Not so much noise, just a very basic CRM, right? And I will find this very, very easy to like walk through. Yep. So it's still loading, adding pages, right? There are some things like I said that I'm not going to need. I don't need next action assigned to. I might need assigned to, but for now I just don't need it. These are like basic things I need, right? And for the views, I just want to look at pipeline and Those are like the two views I need. So if I can click on submit, you can see that we have every of this particular stuff right here. So now I want to just add some things. So the first thing I want to do is I'll be corroborating it with like what we already have here. So the first thing is that we have contact, we have email, we have lead source and due type. So we just have to add lead source and due type to this particular stuff that we have here. So come over here now. So it's looking like a I want to change the icon into something that looks pretty like a CRM stuff. I think I like this, right? And that thing is that I'm not interested in status, right? I really don't want to see status. And I just want to see, I want to hide some of these things, right? I just want to hide some of these things. I'm not interested in last contact. It's not even needed. I actually even want to delete that particular field because it's not a field that I'm interested in, right? I come over here, actually don't want to see this. I've deleted it. So I was just like, I want to see um so I don't want to see the due size, the company. I don't want to see the company yet. I just want contact actually. So I want to see their email and their phone, and most likely their the customer name, right? So just like okay, yes, these are like the ones I want to see. And due, not due size, due type, right? So we are definitely going to have to like create some other fields. So now I really don't like. Now it's created them as a company. I would like to just rename them as so let's call this Jeremy White, and then let's call this guy okay. So let's say I have this Boxler, right? And then we have this right. So one thing I want to do is like I want to add the lead source, right? And that would be like a select field that is just pointing out the source of the lead. So let's do something like this stuff, right? Let's call this lead source, right? And then we can now start putting some. So first thing is YouTube, right? And then I think I have Facebook there, right? And then I have LinkedIn. I think I have websites, and then let me check for the main ones. Um, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, website, and Insta. So we have Instagram. That is the last one there. Instagram. So we have all this right now. So we have all of this now. Just choose one each for every one of them, right? So now I think there's one other thing that I actually need to add, and that's like the due type, right? So mm, I don't want to add the due type here, but let's create the dues before we can add that. So next thing I want to add to create is for I'll just duplicate this field, right? And this will be for the company, right? So I can just rename this bad boy to like company, right? And then we can change this icon, something that looks like a company like this. Now, let's see some fields that we don't really like. I don't want to see the phone, email, lead source. We just want to know the customer, right? And okay, so let's do something very chill here. we're going to create a company name. So that's like a field that we'll create here. So that will be like the company name, something like this. Let's call this company, right? So we already have something called company. I'll just call it company name, right? And then you can change the icon to something much more like a company like that. So, and actually want it to lead the particular pack. And what other things we need in this part? Let me see what other things we added to the company, the contact name, and the deal size. Okay, so let's look for something like that. So we want to also do something like deal size. Uh, this would be more of like a number field, number, right? But we have to like um determine if it's like it's not really number, it's actually dollars, US dollars, right? And I think that's pretty. You can just call it deal size, right? You can use something like a dollar sign, something like that. So let's say this is like 12K. Then this is, I really don't like having decimal places back. So yeah, I need 13.5. So we have, this is 35K. Now let's say their company names are, so this guy works for Postcar, Boxler, I don't even know. Boxler and publishing, right? So let's say John Doe works for Doe's printing press or printing services, right? And then let's say Jeremy White works for Tech Tech Mania. I don't know. I think there's something like this, Tech Mania Inc. So we have all of these guys here. So the next thing I actually want to do, I've created the company. We want to actually create something that looks like the deal, right? So the deal table is the next thing we are doing right here. So just come over here and then we rename this bad boy as deals, right? So let's call this deals. So I'd like to change the icon of this deal into something that looks like, yeah, something like a man to, right? So one thing I also want to do is to show some things and hide some things, right? I want to see the company name, yeah, deal size, yeah. So these are still some things, but I want to add some things. Like the one thing I want to add is first the deal title, right? I want to add the deal title to it. So and this deal title is going to be a formula field. I'm going to tell you why. If I set up this formula field, I'm going to see something like write me a formula that concatenates, right, the company uh, name and the customer name with an hyphen in between, right? So I don't even have to like memorize the formula. It's just gonna write the formula for me, right? Right, and to just do to write the prompt. So it has done that for me right now. Now to click is done. So I can just come over here and say deal title, right? So I can choose the icon I want. I want something like I don't know. No, that looks like name, right? So I think this is true. If I bring this, I want to actually be seeing the due types. You can see that it is not really showing me well. So I can just click on this line here. I'll just right click on it twice. So it wraps inside the column. So you can see that it's actually brought together the two stuff together. So now another thing I want to add is called the due stage and the due type, right? So let's do the due stage first. It's going to also be a select field, and I'm going to use so let's call this due stage, right? And let's start adding some things. The first thing in due stage is like I have this stage called lead in, and then we have meeting book, and then we have something like needs defined, right? And then we have something around proposal sent, right? And then we have something like contract signed, yes. And then we have something like won. We have something like lost, and then some of something like for archived, right? I really don't. I want to arrange it. I want to rearrange it from like the top to the bottom. So let's have this needs defined, proposal sent, and then we have contract signed, and then we have won, and then lost and archived, right? So we have it arranged. So after this, I'll just choose one each for every one of them. Yep. I think we are chill. I think I would like to add about two more contacts. And this will just be like popular CEOs that we know. Let's use Mark. Um, Big, right? I'll just copy the stuff from here and just paste it here. So I'll just put this is just a dummy email. This is not his real email at meta dot inc, and then you can just choose, let's say, websites for his company. You can choose Meta Inc, and then we can choose something like 4 5. Okay, I think we are chill. For the dues, you can see we can put it on contract signed, right? So let's create one more. Um, this time let's use Alexander Wang, and Wang. I think is Alexander does not have E, so let's just paste this value here, and that will be. He also works for Meta, so you just say Alex at Meta. Let's say Super Intelligence Lab uh, Meta.com. So we can just have a company as Super Intelligence Lab. Just put Meta Super Intelligence Lab, right? And so let's say the deal cost is about 46K, right? And then let's see, you can see that it's created the stuff already, right? Um, let's see what we can do here. Let's put him on the meeting booked. Right, so I think we are chill now. Now you can see that we have like the pipeline, but the pipeline is not like looking the way we want, right? The reason because it's actually grouping them based on um the the lead source, right? We don't want that. We actually want them to be grouped based on the deal stages. So come over to this setting icon, and then we'll click on group, group, and then we change it to group by um, due stage, right? So you can see that it has changed. Now, I also want to see something around. Yeah, I want to also always see the one deals. I don't want to see other deals right now. So you can see, I really don't like the arrangements. So I can set it up here, click on edit subgroups, and then just arrange it the way I want. So I want the lead in first, meeting booked, and then needs defined, proposal sent, contract signed, and one. So that's exactly how I want to see it. So you can also see that we have all of this. Now you can also see that it's not showing um, some information that are very important. Like now I cannot see the company that Alexander Wang is working for. Let me see if I actually added that. Yes, I added it. So one thing we can do is that we can come over to this particular setting or this one here, and then um on the layout, trying to see. Okay, you can also, yeah, the visible, you can now, it's just showing the deal size, the company name. So I might want to actually see, yeah, the company name, right? uh oh, that was like very funny. Oh, that means no, the reason why is because I deleted the particular stuff and it has actually not deleted. Oh, that's why it's like showing extra. But let me see if I can delete it. That will be on all customers. Let me see if there's another one again. Yeah, company. I think there is something like that. So I think this is what is clashing. I'll just delete this particular field. So that field is actually clashing with one of my fields that I created. So I can hide the company name, I think the cost. Yep. So we can go back to my pipeline. You're not going to see that double stuff that we had here. So um it's also not okay. I don't think it's adding the, let me see. I think the deal size also is conflicting. Let me see. Yeah, can you see we have two deal size. So I have to delete. Which one did I create? I think this was the one they had. So this is the one, deal size. Uh, let me deal size. Which one is which? I think this is mine. This is the one I'll delete. Right. So I can just go over and then hide it. So I think you should be careful. The reason why that happened was because I didn't actually delete this particular stuff when I was setting it up. So I just like used it like that. So one thing I can do now is now add um add that. So I can add the the oh, I think there's one other thing that we have not added to our deals, and it's called the deal type, right? So let's do that. So it's going to be a multi-select. It's going to be a single select field also. So we call it due type. That will be like the service they actually opted in for. Just look for something that looks like due type here. I'm trying to look for, because this Notion icon is actually very funny. I There's just so much, and I have to just look at something that is similar to or not even similar safe. I am just going to use anything. Let's use. Hmm, let me just use this actually. Let me use this. So we have due type. Now, due type is a, like I said, is a single select field, and then we have it right in our stuff. So we can just come over to my form and copy the due type. So these are like the due types here. Copy it here. Then I come over here and then just paste, right? And then I create another one. Come over here. So I have made.com full business. Then I just paste it, right? And then we have another one here. So I come over here, paste. Then I have another one here. Come over here, I paste. Then I have another one. That's the last one. Here, automation audit. And then that's the last one. Voila. So I have all of the due type here. So I can just choose, let's say this guy is interested in process mapping. This guy is interested in this. This guy wants this. And then this guy wants this, right? So we can also view that particular stuff on the pipeline. So we can have the visibility to be, I want to see the company name. Yes. Also want to see the customers. I want to see um, the due type. Yes. I also want to see the due size. Yes. I also want to see. No, I think that's all. So like the things I actually want to see on my pipeline, right? Um, Now I want to do something very chill, and that's like um, I want to, yeah, I wanted to show aggregation, right? I was like on top of this. Now this aggregation, I will change it to like I want it to summarize the total number of deals in that particular stage. So I'll just come over to more option, sum, deal size, right? So if I do that, you can see that the size of the deal is there. So if I bring this bad boy from needs defined to lead in, you can see that it's the aggregate is like this and this, right? You can see it on top. So it's a very, very much more, it's a very tiny change, but it's actually very good for user experience, right? For there's your sales development rep, they are working on it, it's much more easier for them to see exactly everything that is going on in the business, right? I think this particular person, I really don't choose anything for LinkedIn, right? So we have all our stuffs, we have set up our CRM from scratch. So the only thing we want to do right now is to actually connect this particular CRM with make.com, right? And the form that we have created. So we created this form on Tally. Tally is free, you're not paying for anything. Just go to tally.so and register. And Notion also has a free plan. As you can see, $0. Just go to notion.so and register. And make.com also has a free plan. You just go to make.com and then you register for this particular stuff, right? So all of the particulars, this setup is actually totally free, right? So now the next thing I actually want to do is to connect make.com and this particular. So this was the previous one we did. So we have to like connect it to the new database we already have because this database was for the former one. So we have to create another scenario for the new one we have. So I already have my connection on Tally. Now, one thing I want to, so I have Tally here. I'm going to watch for new response, right? And because I've connected one of my stuff, I so let me just add one. So you just see Notion for Notion database. So I'll choose the form ID and that will be like contact form, as you can see. So any response from this form is going to pick it, right? So we have we have done this connection now. So the next thing we want to do is that we actually want to connect it to Notion, right? Now, but this particular, I've connected my Notion, my general Notion to this part, but I've not connected that particular database. So I want to actually create a database item, right? But before I do that, I'll have to do something entirely different, right? So the first thing is that I will come over here and then you click on this icon, right? Now you click on this particular place and then you click on settings, right? I want to show you where you can get the API key for connecting this thing. Come over here and then you click on manage integration. After I've done that, then it will bring you to a separate page, right? This page is where you get your API key and then you come over, you copy that API key and put it on make.com, right? So still loading. So I can see that I've created like quite a number of ones. I've created one called make.com. So you can just create the stuff here, put the name of the integration, and once you click save, it will actually bring to give you an API secret like this, right? So you just copy it and then you paste it on Notion. So I don't want to do that because I've done that before, right? So now I've actually connected database, but now I've connected my Notion. But now I actually still have to give make.com access to that database. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So this is this the one we just created? Yes. For you to do that, you click on this three icon, right? And then you click on connection, right? And then you click on the name of the connection you created, right? Just make sure you know the name. It's called make.com. That's exactly the one I did. As you can see by AYB. So that's like the connection I made. So after I've done that, I've given make.com access to this particular database. So somehow it's going to find this database. So although this database is clashing with, I'm going to change, let me change it to something like a name. I want to change the name so that it can be able to find, um, let's call it new, let's call it something quite different from CRM. New YouTube database. It can be easy to find actually. So if I come over to my make.com and I select from list, I can just come over here and click on the new YouTube. Like that's the name of the stuff I'm looking for. So it can actually help you search for the database based on a query. So you can see that it's pulled in the name of the database right here. So that's one trick that you can use to actually get the database. So the first thing is that I want to pull in the name of the person. So the customer name, we'll put it here, customer name, right? The phone, do we actually have phone? We don't have phone. I can just put 555 and 666 24, something like that. Something just so what I'm doing is that I'm hard coding it. So it's always anytime I run this particular stuff, it's always be giving this value. It's quite different from like whenever the I pick something from the form. So the company name, I'm going to choose company, right? And the email will be email. So I'm going to hard code some things. The lead source. Now I'll click on map and I want to choose how did you hear about us, right? That would be like the lead source, right? And then the due stage, I actually want them to always fall on lead in. Right? The due type, we have to map this because the person can actually choose anything. And that will be like, how can we help you, right? And the due size will actually now be, now I can put $5,000. So to default always put $5,000 as the due size, or But you can actually make it more complicated by adding step and say, okay, if the person actually chooses this particular type of deal type, this will be the deal size, right? You can do something pretty nice like that. I just want to keep it basic so I'm not like boggle you with all this kind of. So after I've done this, I've connected my entire stuff, my CRM. So I can call this bad boy new database for Notion. So after I've done this um, Notion, so I can save this bad boy. So how can we know this particular system is working, right? That means we have to test it, right? So that's exactly what we'll do right now. We're going to test this particular stuff, and then we're going to see if new data is going to come into this particular system. So let's do something like that. So let's call this guy um, Elon. Elon Musk. Let's see, his email is elon at spacex.com. His company is SpaceX. Yes, and then so let's say he's interested in AI automation edits and he got to know us on YouTube, right? I'm not going to submit this thing. Remember what I did earlier. I'm going to run this bad boy here. Make sure I've saved the particular stuff. And then once I run it, then I'm going to click on submit here. So if I click on submit, you can see that something has happened, right? Let's check our database if it was able to get our new guy. Elon was here. You can see we have the company, which is sometimes you have to like reload it so that you can see some other things, details of some other like some other views actually. So we have this. Yeah, as you can see, SpaceX was created 5K, right? That's like the deal size. You can see the deals. The deal title is it should be SpaceX and Elon, right? As the deal title. You can see that SpaceX and Elon, every of the things that we put there is the automation edit, and it's actually going to fall into the pipeline, right? First pipeline. So you can see that's the total number. So that's exactly. Now let me go back. Let's go back to the workflow, the particular scenario. So you can see something like 1 1, right? So I'm going to tell you the meaning of this. One means one credit, right? One credit. That's like 2 credits for this particular scenario. So let me see how many credits those Midocom give you in a month. So if you look at, you see that Nocom actually gives you about 1,000 credits in a month. And then for every of this particular run, like you're going to be using 2 credits, right? So let's say you use 2 credits, and then let's say you get per month you get like 100 leads, right? uh like 100 leads. That's like you're going to be using like 200 credits in a month. And then look at something about this. The beauty about this particular stuff is that this particular, okay, I'm going to show you this credit renews every month. So once the month has elapsed, it will go back to 1,000. So you can actually be running the system for free. That is spending if you are not getting so much leads. If you are getting more than 200 leads per per month, you might actually need a bigger system. But this system is lean enough to actually cater for a small scale business that actually are not going to spend so much, right? So this is the beauty of this particular stuff. You're not going to be paying so much. The setup is actually free, and you can actually be doing it month in, month out, and that's exactly how to do it. See you guys in the. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and then comment and tell me the good part of it, right? If I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.